Meanwhile, 6,000 miles away, the easy money of the sequel was flashing big dollar signs in Hollywood.
I mean, there was no need for a sequel to Silence of the Lambs, but there's no way anyone with any sense of continuity of career or indeed bank balance would turn it down.
The Silence of the Lambs sequel, Hannibal, simply seemed to be a rehash of an already hackneyed character.
Well, the role's already a parody, so if he seems to be parodying himself subsequently, what can you do? You see Hannibal. I mean, the title should be Hannibal Dines Again. The only thing that was different was the location.
Hollywood knows everyone's price and therefore exploits everyone's weakness. The latest Lecter film, Red Dragon, is expected to net Hopkins some $68 million if the film sells well. It was an offer Sir Anthony just couldn't refuse.
Well, if you're supposed to be undercover at a black wedding, I think...
And those turkeys just keep on turning up. Last year, Bad Company came out, with Hopkins lined up with comedian Chris Rock.
I'm not going nowhere, I just got married. Can't a brother get a piece of cake?
The guy who escaped is Carlos Palmeros, the world's foremost assassin.
I don't care if it's Carlos Santana, the world's foremost guitarist. The world's foremost assassin, that's like the Tiger Woods of murder.
Well...
Bad Company was shockingly bad. Bad Company was, there was a sort of mismatched buddy movie. It traded off every single possible cliche of that relationship.
I can't take this, Oaks.
And racial stereotyping as well.
The wife is calling you, Mr. Hayes.
Husband.
Get in the car, bitch.
Hopkins phoned it in. He just phoned it in, and you can see why. He didn't even bother to read the script, so the legend goes. He read a bit of the script, rang up his agent, said, who else is in it? And he said, Chris Rock. He said, oh yeah, he's rather good, I rather like him, I wouldn't mind working with him.
You wonder why did he do it until you realise he gets to go to Europe for free, eat very well in first-class hotels and memorise dialogue that's pointless, and obviously get well paid. And I suppose there comes a time in life. After all, if he was working in the Porthcawl post office, he'd be retiring this year. So presumably he takes the equivalent of retirement, which is do it for the money, take the money and run.
Hollywood may be where Hopkins wants to be, but it isn't where he needs to be, if, that is, he still wants to be a great actor.
I think what's happened to Anthony Hopkins in Hollywood is a certain softening of the fibres, in a way, of the acting fibres at any rate.
There's always been room in Hollywood for one rip-roaring British actor, preferably someone who's had a tangle with liquor, and I think he filled that bill.
One's read off and the Wales thinks that he's a great traitor. I can't see him returning. If he came back to Britain, I think it would be a feeling he'd be coming back to the requirements of perhaps more stage commitments, and I suspect even at this time of his career he's not keen to repeat that particular area, although I think there are a lot of us who would love to see him back on the stage.
In a frantic career, Sir Anthony Hopkins traded British stage success for the Hollywood roller coaster. Hopkins has buried the ghost of his acting alter ego, Richard Burton, and outshone Burton's film career. But it's been an uneasy and mixed kind of success story, one that reflects the temperament of this driven loner who's always moving on, pursuing the dream, but not quite knowing what to do when he gets there. Journey's End, it seems, really is California, and the contentment of a third marriage. Anthony Hopkins just doesn't live here anymore.
I think we've probably seen the best of Anthony Hopkins. Then I think perhaps you feel, well, you know, I'm over 60, I can have an easy life now, and plenty of money and a lovely wife, and I'm a generally admired figure in the greatest film-making country in the world. So that's quite enough for me, thank you very much. May not be quite enough for us, certainly enough for him.